How you diddling, everybody? It's Revolver84 here, and today I'm going to have a little conversation with you about how to use the operator mute for Rainbow Six Siege. So first of all, I want to talk about device placement. So, mute uses a jammer which damages any electronics that the attacking team use. So that's your drones, that's thermite breaking through the walls, stuff like that. It's a really useful device to have. Definitely a useful gadget, but it's got to be used appropriately, especially when you're in the rank levels. So the best way to use mute for his gadget would be, as soon as the preparation phase starts, is to ignore your responsibilities for reinforcing barricades, reinforcing walls, things like that. As soon as the preparation phase starts, you run to the most likely incoming entries for drones and stick your devices down straight away. So as soon as it starts, you run off to the most likely places. This is your doorways, this is known holes in the wall, that type of thing, and pop your devices down. As you're doing this, it's important not to get distracted by drones as they're coming in and trying to shoot them or chasing after them or anything. But by all means, if you do catch some when your device is down, you do shoot them out then. There's a period later on in the preparation phase where you could go back and destroy the ones that your gadget has caught, but that's not yet. After you've cleared all the entrances of potential incoming drones, go back and do your reinforcing your barricading responsibilities. So that's where you go back and you'd reinforce all the likely walls that they're going to breach to come into the objective. We barricade all the appropriate doorways, that type of thing. Set up any ambushes that you're thinking by knocking out walls. You know, that's when you use that sort of type of activity, that period there, just before the preparation phase is about to end. Once you've done all your reinforcing responsibilities, you've got a deployable shield. Now, especially in ranked, I would suggest you use your deployable shield at this point rather than waiting for it to all kick off then using it. The reason being is that you might not have enough time to whip it out mid-combat, so it's best to deploy that shield early and stick it in the most appropriate place. Now when I say appropriate place, I'm thinking where you're most likely going to be able to catch ambushes, where you know that the enemy's going to break through and not be expecting it to be there. Now obviously when you go into a room as an attacker, you expect the defenders to be behind sofas, you're expecting them to be in the corners of rooms. As an attacker, you're not expecting it to be square in front of you behind an impenetrable shield. So think about that when you're placing your deployable shield. Place it in places that you know they aren't expecting to see it, and make sure that you have actually good lines of sight for shooting away from it as well. Don't forget that you have a peeking ability in Rainbow Six, so you haven't got to stand outside the shield entirely or even stand above it entirely. You're just going to be able to peek around it just enough to cover whatever entrance you're hoping to use that deployable shield again. Once you've buttoned up and you've prepared any ambush you plan, go back to your jammers. Now at this point, what I'd like you to do is destroy any drones that your jammers have caught. The reason being is that, yeah, they might be incapacitated at the minute, but all it takes for that jammer to get knocked out is for them drones to still be used. So take out any cameras that they've done. Also as well, there will be times when you do have the opportunity to pick your jammers back up. Now it's not so much in the in the rank levels, because you simply just generally don't have enough time before your attackers are on you. But in casual, you do have that few more seconds, like 20 or so more seconds, to pick your device back up. And the reason I'm asking you to pick it back up is because the jammer not only is functional for stopping drones from coming into entry points, as I've said at the start, it's also useful for stopping breaches and other sort of gadgets by the attackers. I'm thinking specifically of thermite. If you can stop thermite from breaching reinforced walls and such like, not only are you going to eat up their other team's time who are going to be attempting to use that function in the first place, you're also protecting a potential flank for your objective as well to hold on to. It makes it a lot easier, and it gives you a lot more confidence to hold a position if you're really confident that that wall's not going to come down anytime soon. So like I say, it can be done, but you've got to have to be really light and fast. Thankfully, Mute is a really fast runner, and in casual this generally can be done, but in ranked, especially if you're against a team who know what they're doing and they've deployed in an appropriate starting area, you might not have that opportunity. So you've got to sort of judge who you're playing against before you make that movement. The last thing you want to be doing is be running around like a headless chicken, sticking down your jammer when when the attacker breaks in and you're not even looking at them, you're not prepared for them whatsoever. So make a judgment call if you could decide to do that. Next I want to talk about his primary weapon. Now you should definitely be choosing the MP5K. Reason being is that the fire rate is absolutely brilliant on it, like really rapid, and on full auto you can do a lot of damage in a very short period of time if the enemy's in really close quarters with yourselves. But alternatively, the gun's really good because you can switch it over to single fire, and you can actually lay down fire and snipe from a camp position from a relatively good distance away. Really, I've held up guys from the garage before, from people breaking in from up a height on like the second floor, just using that single shot fire, and I've held them up to the point I've even killed some, and I've held them up for, you know, like a minute at a time. And when you're in a 3-minute fight, that's a long period of time. For the attachments for it, you definitely want the laser on it. The reason being is that because you could be fighting in such close quarters, you could be really surprised at an incoming enemy from like a sudden breach or something, and you have to be able to fire really quickly and quite accurately. Thankfully, having the laser on helps that a lot, and because you've got an excellent rate of fire as well, it does a lot of damage. But also as well, it will need a sight on, because if you do flip it to that single shot round fire, you will want some sort of sight on it. At least make sure you're coming close to your target. So you've took out all the incoming drones, you've reinforced the walls, and you've barricaded all the windows. So what do you do now? How do you play him once the actual action starts? So Mute is one of those characters who can play 2 different styles. He can easily be a roamer. He's fast enough, his rate of fire on his MP5K is fast enough to be able to have quick reactions as well. Alternatively as well, because you tend to find the objectives are generally in quite small confined areas, because of his rate of fire being so good, you can camp. You can find a good ambush position, especially using the deployable shield. Sit tight, wait for them to come to you, and pick them off as they come in. So in terms of actual method of actual use, this guy is a good all-rounder for both depth and defense in depth, and the final line of defense, really. So depending on what other characters are being ran on your team and how the other players are using them, you've got that option. So if you do decide to, say for example, think, right, I'm going to camp out and wait for them to come to me, and find that your entire team is in your objective all waiting for them to come to you, and know for a fact you do need a roamer, you can be that guy on the fly. At the last minute you can think, right, I'm going to be the roamer, and run off. Similarly as well, you could find that everyone's buggering off and leaving the hostage or whatever by themselves, quickly run back, stop being that roamer, take up a firing position, and pop off anyone that comes in. At the very least, even if you're in there by yourself, at the very least you can buy time for the other roamers to get back to the room. And that's your lot cocked. I hope you enjoyed those 6 tips. I hope you find them useful. I hope you consider using Mute in the future, because I do think, along with Jaeger and Castle, that he is an essential element in any strong defense, really. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. I do enjoy a good subscription. Let us know if you liked, disliked. If there's any more videos you want to see in the future on Rainbow Six, by all means let us know, and I'll get running at them. All the best. Take care.